at the point of, and I'm actually beginning to feel pretty awake, I guess. I woke up, was like half point to one or something like that. So it's a little late. My sleeping hours are really, 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 it goes up and down and whatever and all that. So I didn't really get to the swim that I actually had. Oh well, anyway, I slept a good amount. I guess I slept 4 plus 5. That's 9 hours, 9.5 hours. Yeah, I'm a mess. I'm a complete mess. Um, so so I went up and somewhat refreshed. Well, somewhat, never totally refreshed in regards of my brain and all that. But at least it's working better in the beginning than later on for sure. And I really should take a break actually. But whatever. I've said that for a long, long time. So I went over to my older computer. Now the old computer I have, I guess, is around 10 years. I guess that's the old computer. Then we have the older computer. That's the one that doesn't have a graphic card in it. But anyway, it has the onboard working very, very bad. Actually, I should put the resolution down in the Windows. Actually, that might actually give me some more juice, huh? Let's go down and put it on 800 to 600. There we go. Uh-oh, that might actually be too small in regards to the player, the video player. Let's keep changing and see what happens. Should give it some more juice, but it actually... Oh yeah, okay. Now the player is actually still working. It just... I guess this is in regards to the automatical thing. I'm not even sure. Maybe the other computer with non-graphic is actually newer. I'm not actually sure about that. But of course it doesn't have a graphic card, so it's really slow. But it actually does run a little higher in resolution, but it's a bigger screen. No, I still think it's older. But anyway, whatever. It was bought as a big screen computer, whatever, and all that. But when you don't have a graphic card in it that works, it's pretty wasteless. And so the CPU is still working. So if you could actually do, seem to be a little difference in regards of the how much a file actually gets to compressed. The new computer, or my old computer, not my old, but my newer computer of the two actually does seem to compress it more, even if you use the same program, which is, I don't know why, but it was a pretty good CPU, but that doesn't have a graphic card either. It has onboard, but that's onboard made for a real graphic card, which is not there anymore because it's burned off. So I was coming up and I was, that's nice. Actually, it does seem to, yeah, that's nice. Okay. So I was pushing on my mix playlist and in regards to the mountain thing, just to see if it was going to run. And lo and behold, it's running. Have issues. So it tested the 360 degrees and all that. And the graphic overall didn't work, but you could see that it worked, that it has a hard time. Oh, actually now in 800.600 it actually works. Okay, in regards to the whole graphic. But you could see it was working, but that the graphic card just couldn't handle it. So you could still, so that's nice. So I went, okay, so that's working. So then I went for the MP3 file, right? That should work, right? But I was, when I first found out that Vimeo was working on the old computer here, I went over to that one and I tried Vimeo again because that was broke, has been broke for a long time. And then it worked on that computer. And then I said, okay, so I found out that the MP3 files didn't work on this. So I was like, okay, so let's try that on that one, right? Which is also running the same Opera version. I've checked the versions and all that. Exact same version of Opera running on that computer. So like this one not working. I don't know what is going on, but it's kind of messy, It's like and when it began to work over on that, the program itself crashed. It made, well, not crashed. It made huge amount of weird things. It just totally went haywire. And then after it went haywire, it just, and I got on the... What was it in regards of... Or maybe I'm mixing things together. Maybe my brain is just mixing things together. I have to be careful. But yeah, you can see here. Okay, no, I don't think I'm mixing things together here. But anyway, so if we go on the other computer, and this is Opera browser, and you see the 66.0 for give it a refresh. And then we go to my mixed playlist and we go down, and there we have the mountain, right? We push on that and now it works. Wonderful. So that works now. So that's nice. As far as it didn't work before. The other thing that it worked in Internet Explorer, I think it was, and in the other what's it called, SeaMonkey, but it works as well. No problems with that. Then we have MP3. Oh, it works. And then we have the 360 degrees, and it works. Everything works in this version. And this is Opera, and they should work in the other browsers that I have, where I didn't really have any problem. We can open the other ones, and but the thing is, the MP3 singing in regards of a Protestant song, but this is more MP3 files. This is English. It works, right? Works, no problem. Working. Okay, and of course the MP4 files, I haven't had any problem actually with that at all. As far as I remember, maybe But anyway, it works. Everything works. So that's nice on the computer, right? And then I go over to this one, right, to play MP3 files, right? And it is the exact same. It's the exact. Let's see where it was. Help about Opera. It's the exact same version. 66.0, 35, 15, 36. And going in and going down to the mixed playlist here. Well, I could just take the first list. It doesn't really matter. There are also MP3 files. New Psalm 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's push play. Let's see if there's a firewall thing in regards of turning that off. I don't think that would be a problem, but let's try it out and see if we can take a. And this Opera version is pretty much new installed. I didn't, I installed it after I needed testing and all that. So I haven't toyed around with that, and actually I haven't toyed around with the other either, pretty much. So anyway, let's see if there's any connections, inbound rules. Where is the firewall setting in regards to turning it off? Windows firewall provide, yeah. But where do I turn it off? That's a good question. Oh, come on. Oh, where do I turn it off? It should be in here somewhere. Maybe it's because of the resolution that it doesn't have. Usually you have the button to turn it off. I'll just fix the resolution up again and see if there's a button or something like that. Keep changes, and let's see here. No, I don't see any. Oh my, where is it? I know there's like a firewall. Windows firewall. Okay, I pushed the wrong button here. Okay, there we go. And change, turn on, off. There we go. And turn off. Public, turn it all off. Turn all firewall off. There we go. Yep. So now it is turned off, and at least the firewall shouldn't be a problem anymore now, if that would be the problem. So let's open it up again. And in regards to the cache, the author talked about that you could actually. And here you can see, even if I have it like, if you look on the other computer, here you have like space up here, right? And of course, the resolution is now greater on the other computer. But on my computer, it actually goes to the very top. So I've made it like it goes to the very top as far as I can reach on that one before it actually bigger on the mobile telephone as well, apparently. Still some settings I need to actually look into but overall, it makes it bigger on the mobile version as well. And different settings. I wonder if one could actually make settings for the mobile and settings for the computer, but it has like an auto problem. So that seems to work pretty good, right? So let's go to the MP3 file and see if it works. No, it still doesn't work. I don't know what is wrong. I really don't know what is wrong. It seems weird. Why would it work on one to work? It's like it just doesn't make sense. Why would it just begin to work? And then on another computer where I install the same exact browser, it doesn't work. It's just it's madness. It's utter madness. I could understand it from browser to browser because the different browsers are different, something like that. But I don't think so. I think it's the exact same version. So let's see settings. See if it does anything in regards of 62 or. Nah, it's 64-bit, and the other version should be 64 as well, so there shouldn't be any problem. It's just madhouse. Fungal hit. Preparing for another fungal attack. Let's see here. Yeah, 64. Update stream stable, 64-bit. Can't. I don't know. I really don't know. Why would it work in one computer and not the other? Maybe it's an update on Windows. Maybe I should try to update the other one. See if that helps. Or maybe it's an update that I don't know. I really don't know. That's the problem. You're just sitting there and trying different things. Now another thing that let's see here, Windows update. Let's get that going. But that's. Yeah. I don't give me that bullshit. It just continues to say, you might be in regards of a counterfeit version and all that. And I haven't fixed the key and all that. Yeah, whatever. I just time is short, right? So anyway, so I'll check for updates, and it probably have huge amount of updates again. It actually has some features that actually just totally just automatically fit. But it's like they make a problem and then others need to make a solution, and it's just going on again and again and again. It's just it's a madhouse. It's an utter madhouse. Someone makes a problem and someone others, it's just incredible what happens. But I would think that it would be, it shouldn't change anything. But it's, I don't know. It's like the weirdest things, that things just begins to work out of nowhere and then they stop working, It doesn't make any sense at all. It just doesn't make any sense. One browser doesn't work, because of a name. And, a name in the program itself breaks the whole program. It's like, give me a break, And then it was in regards of some test playlist that I had made another one break. So when I found out the two of the browsers didn't work anymore, and I was looking into figuring out what was wrong, right? And you're copying something that works, and you're broke. You always feel, oh yeah, I fixed now. I fixed the problem, right? No. There was another problem as well. It's like so one works even with this thing, and then another doesn't work. Yeah, it's just, it's a madhouse. It's an utter madhouse. Anyway. So I tested also let's see if this is the MP3 player or the music player. Yeah, this is the music player. So I tested the music player on the Android phone, and actually it's 90 degrees. I can't do that with the video player. The video player is broke. In any browser that I've tried, any browser I've tried on the mobile, it doesn't work in regards of, turning it 90 degrees and all that. You need to reload it and all that. Now, of course, in regards of there's some problems in regards of I can only see the playlist. I can't see the player at this point. But anyway, but overall it works in this direction, and mobiles, if they don't have the same resolution or whatever, they can actually see the things and all that. I've just pretty much maxed it out in regards to the settings here. So I was testing in regards to what can actually be played in this player. And then you can close, because the video player stops every single time on the mobile. It doesn't matter which browser I've tried. Every single browser stops the video or the MP3. And you need to then go over manual and push the start button again. So it does go mobile. And my primary browser, which I'm pretty much, that's the winner of all the browsers that is out there on the mobile. It's based on Firefox, as I understand it, but now they have turned to Chromium, bullshit, Google thing and all that, which also seems to be the problem in regards of playing MP3s actually on the mobile. I've tested different in regards of playing MP3 files. Chrome doesn't work, and Opera, this standard Opera doesn't work. I can't remember why I put Opera touchdown to the right, but that was something in regards of wrong. Oh yeah, that was in regards of it doesn't play in the background. So I'm testing in regards of background play in regards to the MP3. I haven't tested the other three in regards of Chrome and AdBlock Browser Beta and Opera, and I think all three are based on Chromium. But I'm not sure if Opera has different where they make browsers of. But again, they have at least three different browsers, working differently here and there, and I'm not sure what they're. But I think, as I understand it from looking at Google, it seems they talk about being based on Chromium, but I don't know if all of the, let's see here, settings, maybe do we have something, different appearance, and of course all the browsers, right, are different in, well, not all, but they have differences in regards to how they work and how they are set up and all that. It's just a mess out there in regards to different browsers, different how they, this and that, and settings and whatever, and how they are set up, and of course differences in how they actually work with things, which should be a main standard. You should have HTML as a main standard, right? And yet you have browsers. Apparently there's some pages where talk about how much they actually support HTML5, I think it's called. And there's apparently, instead of just fixing it 100%, apparently there's some works on one and some doesn't work on another, and differences here and there, and oh, what a madhouse, what an utter madhouse, Why are we even going this route, and why have we gone this route for a long time? Why are we pushing this crazy bullshit, instead of just having one standard, and having it work the same on every single, instead of working so much different. So you have one where it works perfectly, and then you have another where it breaks, and where you have another that where it breaks totally, Anyway. What was it in regards about Opera? There we go. So what does it based on? It doesn't really say, does it? It just says version. Does it say anything in regards to user license agreement? No, not sure where. Oh, I pushed the wrong thing. But yeah, I don't know. Of course, it might be the player in regards of not being able to play on Chromium. That might be a setting in the player that needs to be fixed. So these browsers can actually. But that's the thing, when you fix something, you might break something another place, and it's an insanity. It's insanity to try to get it work with everything is utterly, insane when you have differences of the different browsers and acting differently, and it's just it's a mess. But anyway, so I was testing in regards of the SV. I haven't really tested these up, but I'm testing, little by little in regards of, let's see, a wrap. So this is my player. And again, I'm still figuring out which one of the versions I should actually use. If I should use the video player or if I should use the MP3 player, which is running best, and so forward. And which one should I go for? Because both of them can play MP3 and MP4 files, and you can actually see MP4 files also on the MIDI or the music player. But I am trying to figure out which one I should use, or maybe use both. So that's. But here it loads a folder, MP3, Carl Kohlhaas, and of course it's a little slow, fixing them up. And I'm also recording and all that. But it works. It loads all the 150 things in a folder. So this is pointed just to a folder. And while you point to a folder, it begins to load all the MP3 files and the names into the player. Now this can take a little time, and apparently a little more time when I'm recording, apparently. But usually it goes pretty, it's not overly, it usually goes pretty okay, it used, but I can see it's a little slow now while I'm recording. But of course I'm recording, so that's not fair. But usually it goes pretty good. You can also make an HTML markup MP4, and apparently the function of a folder MP4 doesn't work in this application, and I don't know why. I don't know why he hasn't apparently included this in the version, because both MP3 and MP4 are supported, and yet apparently he doesn't allow MP4 to be played from a folder. So hopefully he will fix that. I just don't understand why it wouldn't be in the first place anyway. So here we go to an HTML markup playlist. Oh, am I running 3G? Oh no, I'm on 3G. That's a problem. This is that it's what shall we say? It makes a lot of breakups on YouTube and all that. So here is an HTML markup MP4. I'm not finished with it. I just made it to test it out, and I haven't fixed the MP3 files overall. But the thing is, you yourself need to put all the data into it, and of course then it makes, the data is gathered really quickly because you have written it into a file, or into the HTML file. So it doesn't need to reach the data from the folder. It already has them, but then of course you need to link to the MP3 file and all that. And you can give it different colors, as you can see I've done here, and that works pretty good as well. But these are MP4 files and not MP3 files. So if I play this, it should play. Yep. But it's just slow. Let's turn that down. But this is of course just slow compared to, but you can open it up and it should be video. And there you go. And we can turn it around here. And there doesn't seem to be any option for actually making it quicker or slower here. But usually you on the computer, you do have the option of making it, I don't know in regards to the videos actually, if there's still this option or if that option is not there on the computer. I guess the problem with all these applications is that there's so many functions and there's so many differences in regards of different browsers. And let's see here, let's see if we can find it. Jesus is God Almighty. Now I do, in regards to the cache, the programmer or the author told me, of the refresh or in regards to the cache and all that. That sometimes is good to do. I haven't dared to do it on my newest computer, which I'm sitting in front now, because I don't want to lose the tabs, and I'm not sure if I lose the tabs if I do it, and I guess I have 200 tabs open at the moment or something like that. They tend to grow. I can't remember how to save the tabs. Of course, I could just look that up and save them. That would be a way to do it. I don't want to lose all the information that I have on the tabs, but I know you can save the tabs and have 3 windows open with multiple tabs. But I need to figure that out first, and then the thing with Opera, it works differently than. And I like, I don't understand why this old standard way of browsers was wrong. Apparently all went haywire. There's pretty much only 2 browsers that I really know that does it like the old days. And one of them is SeaMonkey, and that's probably that would be my first choice to use if it was actually running quicker on my computer. And the other one is something I can't remember, but the problem is they haven't made so you can have multiple tabs so you have every single tab is like that big, but you have the option to going back to a classic mode. But they do have a new thing, but you can easily get back to a classic mode by just pushing one thing if you know where it is in the program. But you still have these big tab boxes, and apparently you can't edit that. Apparently you can't, but you can do that in the SeaMonkey. You can just go into which is, I guess, is also based on Firefox. So, but apparently they are again taking power away from the user instead of giving them the power to do. But anyway, let's see here. Guess there's a great battle, going on in regards to taking power from. Okay, so let's see. In regards, this is MP4. What was I actually going for? Well, it works, as you can hear, on the computer as well. Oh yeah, that was in regard. Oh yeah, that was in regards of how quick it actually. Okay, MP3 files, it has the clock thing in regards of playing quicker and all that. We can just let's play one here. And as you can hear, it's playing now, and we can push the thing and go up, and there you go. That works. Goes too quick. But actually running pretty smoothly without any problem. And we can close it down to 0.5. So this is a wonderful option that it can do. Actually, it's interesting because one of the programs I think it was the video player. You can actually set the standard quickness of playing, and it actually works with, as far as I remember, every single video and all that. But there's no option for actually doing, but if you set it to like 2, I think it's the max. If you set it to 2, it will actually run YouTube files quickly. Everything that I've tried, if my memory serves me, actually play quicker. But of course, that's, it's a problem having all things running at that speed. But it's just weird that it actually would work with the other things, and yet the option is not there to actually do it. Maybe he had some problems with the feature overall and then didn't took it in. Okay, so let's see if that actually is a watch in regards to the MP4 files here. So let's try to start a MP4 file. That's a video file. Okay, and let's try to, yeah, it works. As you can hear, it goes quick, right? And the video goes really quick. So that works as well. I can't remember in regards to the video player how the options are in that in regards of the Ultimate Video Player, as it is called. I can't remember. I don't think everything had. The MP3 files doesn't have anything in regards of higher speed. Nothing, no settings there. The MP4 files, let's see if I have a setting in the MP4 files. And that's again weird. Why would it have the option in the MP4 files but not in the MP3 files? And that's the same thing. Why can't I download MP3 files in the video player, but I'm allowed to download MP4 files, which actually I'm not sure works and all that. It's still something that usually it seems to be broken and all that, but something to look into as time goes. But in regards to the videos, you actually have the option from 0.25 to 2. So here it's a little different in regards to how it does it, but it works. As you can hear, this is 2, but I think 2 is the maximum in it. So, but again, doesn't work with the MP3 files. Nothing, no icon in the, as far, I don't think there's a setting for it, but there might be, who knows, maybe I missed it. There's so many settings, but I don't think there's any setting. I think I have turned it on, for doing it on every single file, but it seems to, the icon seems to be,
here's what you need to do.
actually it is actually activated in regards to the YouTube videos. The question is, does it work? Because I don't think it does, but let's try. No. So the icon is actually shown in regards to the YouTube videos, and it does nothing. But I know that if you in the program set it as the standard version of 2, it will work. So the program can do it. It's just broke, it seems. Let's try another MP3 playlist here and see. It does activate, and it has the icon, but it doesn't work. Nothing happens. No. At least in this browser, Then we have MP4, but that should work because that's an MP4 file. Yeah, works without any problem. So absolutely some bugs or whatever that needs to be resolved. Here we go with this. That was pretty cool. Wanna see if it plays it? Yep. Let's take it. Yeah, that works as well. And this is the MP4 file, so that's not a surprise. Of course, I don't know, in the mix playlist that I have, this is YouTube, 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 YouTube. We don't care about YouTube at the moment. Let's see here. Okay, this is an MP4 file. It has the same thing. Should work without any problem. Yep, that seems to be going pretty quickly. Yep. And if I take it in the other direction, yep, it works without any problem. I do wonder in regards to the MP3 player, the music player, you can only go down to 0.5, it was, I think, but the video player you can actually go down to 0.25. So this should be YouTube, I think. So that doesn't matter. So let's see, you know, there's YouTube again. YouTube, and then we have Bavarian thing. Apparently you can also, okay, that's true. The icon is there, but it doesn't work. I guess that's fair enough, but I don't know why it would then be there, you know. Oh, actually, wait. It actually does seem to work. Can you hear the sound? It's hard to see if it actually works because it's... Okay, let's move it up to 2. Okay, loading now. So, well, I guess it's you know, it's pretty big for it, you know, to do. I guess maybe I crashed it actually. Let's try to take something else here. Yeah, and again, no icon for doing quick. Okay, we're at this waterfall here again, and I guess it could be a little hard for the computer. Yeah, it might actually do run. It doesn't look like it's running quicker at all. So I guess the computer might not be able to follow along with all the data, but when you close, no, it doesn't seem, the sound seems to change, but it doesn't look like it's going quicker. It might be because I'm on an old computer, so that, you know, it's hard. That's hard to check. Again, the icon is removed from the MP3 file. Then we have the television station. There's nothing, of course, in the television stations. That seems to reasonable. Then we have the Vimeo. The Vimeo doesn't seem to have anything at all either. But at least it works now. Interesting. So it's nice to see that everything seems to work on one browser at least. But I guess a little setting here and there, and then it might break. Who knows? So the thing is to get everything working as you want without breaking it, right? Getting all, you know, without, you know, shedding it to pieces. Okay, so so we have this running in the background apparently. But it actually seemed to work, and of course on the mobile it didn't seem like there was any I can go from one screen to another without breaking the application. Now again, there are some problems in regards to how big it is and all that, and I don't know if it's actually possible to maybe tune. I think there must be some in regards of Android telling the application, hey, I'm turning around or something like that. I don't know, but there doesn't seem to be anything where I can play it quicker in this. On the mobile, at least. Nope. But okay, you know. So. Oh well. So technical issues here and there. You have the share button still. You have the download button. Oh, you actually do have the. Let's see what it says if I push it. There we go. It is there. I don't know why it wouldn't be in full screen, and I don't know if it's going to work, but let's try it out and see if it actually works. It actually works. Now, of course, recording and all that makes it a lot you know, harder for it. But if I close down this one, yeah. So that actually works. I don't know why it wouldn't be there in the full screen mode. But it works. and it's there. That is actually very nice. Very nice that the feature is there. Again, I don't know in regards of YouTube and all that, but MP4 files apparently it can play quick or slower. Let's try the MP3 files and see what it says there. It does seem to have the icon at least. Just takes some time loading, but still a little too big for the screen, which I can, make smaller, but it works in regards to the other browser I have, but would be nice to go a little lower in regards to the resolution. Let's see if I have the coding up here. This is the Ultimate Video Player. Let's just move this over there. The Royal, okay, so there's a place where you can set up how many. I think it's set to 15 or something like that. Just need to find it. It's like the 15 at the moment, yeah. So I should be looking for, there we go, number of visible playlists. Let's say to 14 and save it and open it up again. See if that is better for it to. But the other browser I have can handle 15 without any, without going too big. So I just took the maximum in regards to that. But let's see here if this is better. No, we need to go down to 13. Okay, let's take 13 then and save it, and then it should be working in, then it should be visible. Everything should be visible now. So let's see. A little fine tuning here and there, right? So there we go. But of course that would be different from mobile to mobile, and apparently there's no auto function, so that's not so good, So at the final product, I probably should go down to maybe 6 or 7. 7 might actually be a good number, right? So I might need to go down to 7. But to make it, actually, what happens if I do 7 and let's see here. I will of course check in regards to 13 if that works on every single browser that I have. Now, of course, newer mobile have higher resolution, right? But older models have lower resolution. So again, it's a thing, that might be problematic from one mobile to another mobile. And of course, it's a mess because there's a huge amount of mobiles, right? But if I put it down to 7 like this, there's a good amount of space. I do wonder if I do like this, if it actually is enough. No, I thought so. I still have too less space in regards of. It's a little annoying that it's, So, but okay. Usually, this works pretty good. Maybe one can actually say it doesn't. Shouldn't be allowed to actually go around like that. I don't know. Whatever. But I guess this setting would probably work with most mobile phones, hopefully. Again, the newer mobile phones has more resolution anyway, so. Do I still have something cooking? Oh my. Let's see if I have something cooking in the. That might be. Oh my. Oh yeah, okay, I've turned it off. Great. Just getting a little tired of hot meat, so I was thinking of making some more meat and just putting it in the refrigerator afterwards. Because it actually tastes pretty good when it's cooled down. It gives a little different taste. It's like chicken, when you have hot chicken, it tastes like one way, and if you put it in the refrigerator, it tastes actually, I think, better. Actually, after, sometimes it tastes different at least. It has a different taste to it that actually tastes pretty good. It's interesting. Anyway, so let's put that in the refrigerator. There we go. So, of course, it's easy as well in regards of the food is just ready in the refrigerator. Then, do I have any water? There we go. So that's nice, It's also nice that my doctor gave me more of my white coat powder. I guess I might not be. Actually, he's pretty. after some workaround in regards of argumentation with him, it seems to work pretty good. Now, at least he doesn't seem to want to send me to a psychiatric guy that just wants to fill me up with psychotropic drugs and all that. So at least we are over that. Hopefully he have realized that I'm not and I'm not playing along with this, making, thinking I'm crazy and all that, whatever, it's just, I'm not the crazy one here. If anyone are crazy, it's the world, So actually the whole world is a nutcase, it's just a nutcase place. So anyway, so we have, it's actually running pretty quick, even if I'm recording actually at the moment. It's very responsive actually. Here we have some of the YouTube things, MP3 players. I think I took the password off. Yep. So that works. And we have YouTube. I must say this program is actually, it feels very responsive actually, even if I'm recording. Compared to the video, it seems very. Then we have some satanic thing here, but I only have it because it's embedded thing. So I was looking into how that works out. So I haven't really figured that out yet in regards of something like 11 numbers or something like that from YouTube, and you take them and put them in and all that. We have Shoutcast.
That was Randy Green.
And there was something in regards of, I think it either SoundCloud or Shoutcast, that you need a specific key to get into it. And sometimes the thing works and sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes the key doesn't work and all that. It's a mess. As you can see, source not found and all that, and consumer key and all that bullshit, And apparently when you go in and they say we don't give keys out at the moment. Well, great. So I can only use the keys that I have had from the, Interesting that these are not working now, because I had them working at some point. So I don't know why. Maybe I have some setting that is not, that I've, I guess I might have sit and, tested the things or something like that and done something stupid or whatever. I had them all three working. It should work. It doesn't seem like there's any code in it that shouldn't work. I've got to critique and do it on the computer and see if I'm actually. I had it working, all three. I tried different ones from that source, and I had three working, and I deleted the rest. And apparently, it seems to now go to a place that just say Mount Point Live and all that, but it doesn't really. Currently playing, no, it's okay. Maybe it's because it's off. Maybe the radio station is off and thereby it won't play. I don't know. Of course, it is in the middle of the night. I don't know how things in regards of when they're playing and when they're not playing, or if there's. This file says the file you requested could not be found. So apparently the links that I have for these radio stations apparently has changed in a couple of days, pretty much, it seems. Let's see if that, no, the file you requested could not be found. So apparently the links that I have has stopped working. Which of course is interesting, because then, I'm not going to sit and update every single, every third day or whatever, But of course I can go back and see what has happened and all that. Again, it's radio anyway, so I probably wouldn't use it much. But I did find one interesting song by listening to one of these stations, which had a lot of truth, and I actually found a guy that actually has a lot of truth songs where he sings. And he had a YouTube channel, and it wasn't popular at all. It's interesting how the truth isn't popular nowadays, but he had some really good stuff, Well, he has some interesting stuff that would be interesting to listen to for sure. And one of the songs was in regards to all these pagan traditions and all that. Let's see, Shoutcast. So we have Shoutcast works in And the version that I put set up, as you can hear, is in regards to Praise Radio. It still works as well. I think Icecast was an open source thing or something like that, and I can't I can't remember all the details, but I think Shoutcast was more for, what should we say, professional radio stations, and then Icecast is like a free open source thing, and then SoundCloud apparently is I think Google something. I'm not entirely sure. I might be wrong, but it seems like in regards to the key that it said something about this and that. But it seems to work. Well, I have to look into the Icecast thing, but I've been working on the other player. But yeah, the question, which one, if I should choose between one of the players, which one would I go by, right? And that's a good question. I would have liked it to actually become orange, or maybe actually be orange from the beginning. I'll need to look in the settings what is possible. But yeah, this doesn't look too bad. You have 7. 7 seems to be a pretty good. It's the number 7. We like the number 7, right? 7 days week and all that. It's pretty much many places. Takes a little time to load the list here, apparently. Of course, it is a big list. It's a good amount of 73 that it needs to load, but still okay. And I guess I could probably tune that. And the link here, if you push this one, it should link to it links to the guy that made the. Now he's a Roman Papers, so I would actually, but I guess you can't really put any information warning people about that here. You can do that in the video player, but not in this one. This program is a little more simple than the other, for sure. There we have download and all that, but again, I don't know if it works. I don't think it works, but let's see. I don't think it works, no, but let's open it up and see what happens. I think it's a broken file that opens up, but would be nice if a good surprise would come about, right? Oh, no, it doesn't work. It opens something else. So that's still broken in regards to downloading files and all that. So I'll need to talk to him about that, how that, taking one thing after another, right? For sure it's not working all perfectly, but still, it might still be one of the best players out there. I don't know, but there is a lot of things that is absolutely room for fixing. But I do understand it's not easy when you have so many different browsers out there doing different things and all that. Why did it actually why did it open totally up in regards to that? When I set it to only have 7, or did it load an older thing or something like that? Oh, I'm in another browser. Okay, I'm in the AdBlock browser, my natural browser that I usually would use. It is the best Android browser that is out there. Why is it still opening more than? Maybe I need to. Maybe that's the thing about the cache thing. So settings, and go down to clear data, and let's just do that. Clear everything, and let's try again. Private data cleared and all that. And of course it removes everything, but whatever. And you have to start all over in some sense, but whatever. All the tabs are also missing and all that, but I don't have that many tabs anywhere at the moment, so it's not a big problem. Let's see, let's see, S, but it's something like it stores a lot of some data in the cache, so it has to, let's see, S, what was it? Okay, RAP. Okay, it's hard to remember what it actually stands for. That's the name of the music player. Jesus is God Almighty. .live. And let's get in there. Okay. Yeah. There we go. So again, apparently sometimes one needs to, refresh the cache to get the program doing, like, you know, you have updated it for. Well, it looks pretty good, you know. And again, it has some icons that I could take this way, at least. I do wonder, these two icons, these two could probably be put down here of the author. I wouldn't see a problem with that, like he has done with the video player. And it would make a little less room for this, but that doesn't really matter anyway. So I don't know in regards of even using this search for tracks, you know, or apparently it doesn't seem to work anyway. But it works some places where, but overall, what it can actually be used for is, well, it doesn't seem to work actually. So apparently it seems to be broke, at least here. It does work on the computer thing and all that. I don't know what is, maybe search for track, I don't know. But you know, you could put those two icons down here and then it would make more room up there in regards of space. No, I don't know if it's a big problem because you still have the thing underneath it and all that. So and one could actually make it look like Winamp, like in the old days, I guess. Just to get some nostalgia or whatever. There seems to be some differences. Maybe that's in regards to the loading thing. I don't know. You can see it loading in the background, but then it stops like there. I'm not sure why it doesn't go all to the end. But yeah, I think it did. It went to the end here. I think it went to the end at this point. Okay, now it's a little slower in regards of while it's playing, but again, I'm recording as well. So, but overall, I think it's pretty responsive. It's pretty easy. It's, you know, it doesn't have too much graphic and all that. I like that. And of course, you can go in full screen mode with MP4 files. And other files. The question is it good enough to, you know, the video player have other options that are subtitles and so forward. So I don't really know which one I should use. Now, in regards of playing in the background, I've been sitting and testing that as well, and this one I can actually start the playlist and I can jump out and I can close the screen, and it seemed to actually just run indefinitely, you know, which I would like it to do, right? And of course that is my favorite browser, you know, doing that, and it can do it. So that's nice. But a lot of the other browsers stops. And I'm testing that at the moment. Opera Touch stopped in regards of playing MP3 files with this. Opera Mini I was testing. I need to test all these three up here, and I guess that's all the browsers I have installed at the moment. Just to check if they are also stopping, and so, you know, so I guess there's only one browser that is actually sanity. I do wonder if there's any other Firefox browsers, and of course I do wonder why is it waiting for Wi-Fi to update my files now. I was never have any problem with that before in regards of waiting. Don't wait for the Wi-Fi, just do it, you know. Whatever. I wonder in regards of, let's try. Oh, how do I get back? There we go. And Firefox. If there is a main Firefox browser, I don't know how many different, you know, if Opera is mostly based on Chromium and Firefox, you know, and there's some derivatives from different, you know, I wonder. So Firefox should then be able to do what I do in the Adaware browser. That is my favorite browser. Apparently 100 millions have downloaded the Firefox browser, so still pretty popular, I guess. Firefox for Android beta. Why would that be a beta version? Yeah, let's install that. That's 10 million apparently. So a lot of people are using that as well. Interesting. So I should try downloading those. Firefox Lockwise, Firefox Nightly for developers. Seem to be pretty interesting things with. Here we have Opera browser with free VPN, Kit the Super Firefox. Not sure what that is. If that doesn't seem like a browser. No, it just seems to be a game. What would be interesting to see? What is this? The best video downloader, most secure browser. I don't know. Opera Touch, fast browser. We have the Tor browser. I wonder what that is based on in regards of real private browsing without tracking and all that. 1 million and all that. Well, we could try to download and see how it actually works with the. Hopefully, we don't need to install a lot of things and all that to get it to work. Just to have some more browsers to try out to see how things works. But that's the insanity. In the beginning of the internet, you had one browser, pretty much one, browser that was popular, and that was Netscape. And what does Windows do, or Microsoft's? Microsoft's their own browser that was exactly the same in regards of how everything was just the same pretty much. How it worked compared to, and then it became more and more popular because it was in Windows. So they pretty much took all the design that Netscape had made and how it was functioning and stole everything and made their own program, and then because they put it in their Windows, they took over at that point, and then of course Netscape released its code as free in regards of Firefox and all that, and I guess the battle is still going on, and there's a huge mess, and I haven't really followed along. We have Google now, Google insanity, Google hate Google. Google is just stupid. It's I don't want. The problem is, again, they do the same thing, right? They're taking the power from the users, and you see them in regards to the browsers. Some things work on Chrome or the the browsers, which doesn't work on others. And what do they suggest? Well, just use our browser, right? Yeah, it doesn't matter with the other browser. Just come over to us because then everything will work. Instead of actually fixing the problems, right? So. And it's no surprise if they actually do some of the things on purpose to actually make problems for the user. And again, the same thing with Android and all that, taking more and more power from the user. It's disgusting, and we shouldn't support it. So it seems like Firefox is also taking a wrong road. It's probably some infiltrators that tries to make it go in the wrong direction, taking the power from the user instead of actually giving the power to the users. But yeah, it's so anyway, in the fast, let's just say next and next. Okay, you can actually synchronize. They say that they jumped on Chromium, adware, because there was things they couldn't do on Firefox and all that. It just doesn't seem to. Let's see, share tabs from mobile to desktop instantly. Start browsing. Great, so we are running. Let's go into the website, and what was it? Sticky Wrap, which stands for something, I can't remember. It was Royal, I think, Royal Audio Player, I think. And Jesus is God Almighty. It's a long list, Jesus God Almighty is a long, it's God Almighty. I probably should have had a shorter one, but the idea, the idea is that it's used for a witness tool, in some sense. So everyone that wants my email address, will have to have the truth. in some sense. So seems to work. Okay, so I'll have to test in regards of how it works in the background. If it's actually a Chromium and versus Firefox issue. If it actually works in Firefox without any problems, it would seem that it's Chromium that is the problem. Anyway, so yeah, here we have like another icon. I wonder how many icons I can actually have, but before it actually has issues with it. But yeah, at least it can has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14 icons at least. And I guess that's near to a maximum or something. And then of course we have these icons down here, and we have the arrow, which is a nice feature. Very nice feature actually. That will be helpful in regards to, I still need to do some, anyway, I should stop now and listen to some music and see what happens in regards of how it's working out in regards of these three browsers, and if they want to, you know, I haven't really used this browser much, to say nearly none, but I know a lot of people are, you know, in regards of wanting security and not being seen and all that. I see here, loading a lot of things, it seems. And one can donate. Are you ready? Tor offers the high standard, and you are now protected against tracking, surveillance, and censorship. This quick on. It's sad that that people need to go so far on. Travel a decentralized network. Tor connects you to the Tor network run by thousands of volunteers around the world. Unlike VPN, there's no one point of failure or centralized entity. You need to trust in order to enjoy the internet privately. Okay, security and tips and onions. Apparently, I'm not sure what that onion service. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Let's start. Go to. Okay, let's just start. Go to Tor network, whatever. Next. Choose your experience. Yeah, let's just go. Okay. Can we just okay? See here. Sticky wrap. I don't know how it actually functions in regards. Oh, okay. So maybe it has the Tor network, and then it goes on different places from different. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I've not gone into. In the past, I remember following along all these things. In computer magazines and all that. But I don't know if there's any computer magazines actually. Yeah, there probably should be some computer magazines out there somewhere. I'm not sure what it's actually like. I know there was a PC Player that was one of the computer magazines, and then there was another computer magazines as well, which was called. That was my father that got that. And I got that. So PC Player, I think it was called. I wonder what is left in our days of Danish magazines. Okay, that doesn't look so good, to say the least. That looks pretty bad. It doesn't look like it's loading all the I guess it might still work, but it doesn't look so good, but okay, that's interesting, I guess. Let's try to, at least I know where the button should be, I guess, somewhat. Does seem to work. It just doesn't load the... I guess this might be a setting in regards of not wanting to get pictures or whatever. Interesting. Well, it works.
Driven like chaff by the gale, they shall not stand with the righteous.
Does sound a little different, doesn't it? Maybe it's just me. But anyway, it does work, but it's doesn't have the... I could, of course, just copy paste the address, I guess. Maybe. Copy address. So if you're on Tor, the question is, does it actually block advertising as well on that? You know, we don't want advertising. I hate advertising. You know, so I don't know. So this is the beta version, I guess, of Firefox. Oh, it seems to load it pretty good as well. You know, seems to yeah. It does sound like it sounds different than the other one. Let's go back to the other here. No, it doesn't. Okay, it seems like it's the same. Okay, it's just me, like, you know. Okay, so I'll have to test those browsers, how they work in regards to the player and all that. And I guess in regards of AdBlock browser, sadly, I've taken the route of Chromium. You know, in regards of Google bullshit, and Opera might be the same. It seems like if I look it up on Google, or maybe, you know, well, I should use DuckDuckGo instead, but getting away from all these stupid companies, YouTube, Google. Of course, YouTube is owned by Google. And anyway, let's see here. What was it called? Opera, based on Chrome. Oh, I was a little slow to actually Chromium. Okay, so as far as I understand it, Opera is a Chromium-based browser used in the Blink layout engine. But I'm not sure if it's the same on Android. You know, Android. See, on July 2013, Opera software released Opera Mobile 15 for Android based on Chromium. Opera Mobile was ported to the Windows Mobile operating system in 2000. Well, Opera Mobile. So why use Opera over Chrome? So I think it might be using Chromium. But again, I don't know why they have so many different browsers and what they're based off. Of course, I could write to them and ask them. Android 53, okay. But yeah, there's a huge amount of different, you know. When you don't follow along all this technology thing and all that, then you pretty much are left behind in some sense. I have no idea of any graphic cards anymore, or any CPUs or anything like that. That was like second nature to me many years ago. You know, following along everything that happened, reading. You know, I read 2 different computer magazines. I read my PC Player and I read my father's computer magazine as well. So I was following pretty good along. But the new one seems to be a version of, this is 2014, so that's 6 years ago, to be a version of Chrome with fewer features and fewer people working on it. Why did they change? Or more importantly, why haven't they added their old features to the new? Oh yeah, I remember there was some problems in regards of Opera bullshit, in regards of I can't remember what it was. I had a lot of issues in regards of something where I just but the thing is, Opera really, you know, on my old computer, it's the only browser that actually runs quickly and can have multiple open tabs. It's the best that I've found in regards to that. But I don't like the design. I still don't like the design. I like the old design. Why make something new when the old was working for many years without any problems? And yet then all the browsers just went not wide or haywire and began to make all these different new ways of making browsers designed and all that. It's just insane. I wonder in regards to the Firefox actually, because of course Firefox was that was Netscape, right? And Netscape was the first that had that design that everybody was used to. So I do wonder in regards if I download a Netscape or a Firefox browser, if that still But again, the problem is it's maybe the new Firefox is actually quicker than the. I've heard something like that they have gone over to a multi. The thing is, my old computer had 8 kernels, and that was pretty wow in those days. So I got a computer that actually had a pretty good CPU in regards of 8 kernels. But the problem, of course, is when the applications are not using 8 kernels. And my favorite browser only uses 1, so it cannot use the 7 others, which might be the reason why it's so slow compared to the others. But it says I actually have Firefox has been installed before. Really, has it? Okay, let's search on Firefox. Doesn't seem like it's there in the. So restore default removed add-ons for. Reinstall. Okay. Let's just try to reinstall and see what happens. I don't know where it is. Haven't seen it. Hopefully it doesn't do anything bad to another browser. Then, import complete. Finish. Okay. Almost done. Okay. So it opened up. I have no idea why. Couldn't find it anyway in regards of the searching here. But apparently this is Firefox. Okay. Let's see if we open tabs how that works. Oh, it works pretty. No, it's still maybe I can go into options and fix that like the other browser. Maybe the setting is there in regards of what is called about config. About and config. And push enter. Proceed with caution. Yes, that's great. These preferences can impact Firefox. Whatever. And then the question is, what is it called? Tabs, maybe tabs. Tab browser cease and destroy max tabs. No, that's not it. Why does it say cease and store max tabs undo? No. But again, maybe they actually have removed the feature in the newer Firefox, which is just utter bullshit, of course. No. Tabs crash reporting. There's nothing in regards to how big the tabs are, it seems. So they might. Oh no, tabs clip width. I'm not sure if that is. Here we go. Browser tabs minimum width. 65. Okay, let's make that to 10 and enter. There we go. Yep, it still works. They still have the feature. Great. 5. Well, yeah, 10 is more than enough at the moment. Okay, let's just try. That looks pretty good. That's just to have multiple tabs instead of making it. So you have all the tabs. You can see all the tabs like in Opera, where they had like a. Where you have all the tabs in one, so you don't need to go to the left or the right or whatever. It's wonderful feature. Now, of course, that wasn't in the old browsers, but that is absolutely a wonderful feature to have. And so if you can have the little of the old and a little of the new, that's perfect. Anyway, I should stop now and test the things and get going. Have a good one, all of you, and may Jehovah be with you, and Yeshua be a most precious pearl, and the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, be in us all. Amen. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Shalom.